And we're back. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right. We ready to do some quick downtimes?
Yeah.
I'm gonna argue that not. Well, I don't know. Maybe the town has gone a little bit up towards chaos, but um, I guess the mandate is the mandate. Um, Let me pull up. I do not have the actual Bluecoats thingamajiggy.
I do.
All right, cool.
I did. I do. Yep, I got it. What are you looking at?
The steps. I don't know that we
Uh,
had heat.
Duty, that stuff. The unit earns 2 duty per operation by default. If they made progress in the mandate, take +1. If the unit completed a whole row, take +4. If the unit endangered the peace or interfered with law and order, take -2. Uh, I would say 2, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe 3.
I feel like we did. I mean, yeah. Technically, it would be 3 duty, because we
Okay,
did make progress on the mandate. So,
sounds good.
um, let me bring that up actually before we map. We are. Let me bring up the mandate here. Let's talk about the mandate. I know that we don't officially have a mandate yet, but what do
Right.
we want to take as our ability? Do we just want to take the extra action during downtimes as per our usual pattern?
That might be handy.
And did we just want to take trainings? Or because like I feel like asking for an imperial pardon right now is probably not. I don't know that we have the juice for that, considering that it's not technically an imperial mandate yet.
Yeah, training might be good. Yeah, given the given the place for everything.
The other option we can take, and this is an interesting position, is we could take the first 2 dots of mastery, and then when the mandate actually levels up, complete it, which would allow us to buy a couple of skills at 4.
Ooh, that is interesting.
It is a sneaky trick, but I think it might work.
I'm down to give that a try if you want to.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I do like having the trainings, but I think maybe we try this and we see how it works because I have not done it before.
I'm excited.
Because like in Blades, when you get your mastery, you get the mastery forever. But since the mandate resets between cases, it's kind of a bizarre like you gotta rush and get your 2 4s before it's over kind of thing. So yeah, so 3 duty. There's that. What's next, Judd? Heat.
Uh, Duty. Heat. After an operation or conflict with an opponent, the unit takes heat equal to double the tier of the highest tier subject involved. Add +1 heat for high profile, well connected target. Add +1 if the situation happened on hostile turf. Add +1 if you're at war. Add +2 if killing was involved.
I feel like it was on hostile turf because those Scotlanders are not our friends.
I agree. And like not only the Scotlanders are not your friends, but it seems like the 6 tower cops aren't your friends either.
Yeah. So what is the highest tier group here?
Uh I mean, is it the Bluecoats or is it?
I don't
I mean,
actually have the Scotlander.
they're one. I mean, they're.
So it would have to be the Bluecoats. We didn't tangle with anyone else. I believe Ulf is also a 2.
I believe Ulf is a 1.
Okay. In which case, the Bluecoats definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Bluecoats are technically 3 in this.
Oh, and Scotlander refugees are 3, but Ulf is a 1.
All right. So
So
do we go with
let's go with 3.
3? All right. So that becomes 6. It goes to 7. So we don't quite get our thingamajiggy, but we do, or we don't quite get a pressure, but we do get
Right.
7 heat. So we're going to be rolling on the 6+ heat chart.
Okay. And do I roll one die or 0 dice?
Well, you always roll the number of dice equal to your pressure. In this case, it's 0, so it's 2. Take the lowest.
Got it. I've got that covered.
Oh, this is going
Here
to be
it
so
comes.
weird. Oh, it's 1 to 3, which means flipped or arrest, which is really strange because we have nobody that we've gotten to our side that's flippable per se. I don't think. Maybe one of your contacts switches allegiances that are loyal to another faction now. That's possible. And arrests. A subject of your mandate has been arrested for a different crime.
A subject.
Oh. It's usually when we know who is up on the board, which we don't really have someone, but
we don't. Right.
We could find out that they're related to the case when they get arrested. I don't know. It's up to you. We don't get a lot of call here. Although we should talk about paperwork.
Yeah.
Do we write what actually happens? Do we cover for the blue? Do we throw someone under the bus, or do we not do paperwork?
We could cover for the. What's happened so far? We went and we. Oh, I guess we do. I guess we want to sort of like maybe omit the bits about like, Bluecoats throwing bricks and stuff at the bar and their involvement.
We can. Who are we sending this report to, Judd?
It goes into the pneumatic tube and it goes to the Lord Governor.
Do we know what the Lord Governor's take is on the Scovelanders?
He's not the best, but he's definitely not the worst.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, he's ready to, like, let them work for an honest day's pay or some nonsense, and he's definitely not willing to help them. He thinks they have to pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
Okay.
So,
yeah, so, I don't know. How are you feeling about this, Maya?
I think, like, I guess it would be nice if either way, we put in a note about Grill. And his, like,
I feel like we do that in person. Maybe we refer to him as, like, a contact for now.
Yeah.
Or we could just omit him entirely. And we could say that the next leg of our investigation will center around finding out who the Bluecoat contacts are in that district. Because if we go to Ironhook first, regardless of what our roles are, we could pretend that we got the information about the guy from whoever's in Ironhook. It muddies the waters. We can even put that in a report. Honestly, if this was going up to the Emperor, I would be curious to see the Emperor's take on the Scovelander, like, I wouldn't call it rebellion, but, like, maybe unrest. But I am less interested in getting the Governor's hot take and more interested in getting his cooperation.
Yeah, totally.
So, do we want to just, like, omit Grell's involvement in the report for now, or?
Yeah, I think so. That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So, Judd, I think I do put in my report that there is strong suspicion of, like, I won't call it. Strach would use the word Bluecoat malfeasance. I think Drav would be a little more politique. He would probably say that there is Bluecoat involvement against the Scovelanders in that particular scenario, and that we're going to investigate bribery and billhook money and how that relates to the district. Yeah. All right. That sounds like our report. Does that sound fair?
That sounds fair. And I think the arrest is actually Roland Starn, the handler who came and talked to you.
Mm-hmm.
She got arrested for fighting on the docks, and she broke someone's jaw and broke someone else's arm. And I think Yeah, the dock precinct like sends you a messenger saying like no one seems to be pressing charges, but we have to keep her in jail. We're not going to send her to prison, we don't think, but if you want to pick her up, you can pick her up.
Cool. And I think at this point we take a look at some additional things, which is faction statuses and local trait clocks. I don't think there was any killing involved. I don't think we
Nope.
arrested anyone.
Nope.
I don't think the local clocks change much, except for I don't know if criminal influence or safety and security tip.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It was pretty status quo stuff.
All right, and then finally we do our downtime actions, but we have an extra one from our mandate.
Yep.
In which case, can I, before we do anything else during downtime, can I get a copy of the report? Like, does that require an acquire assets, or can I just say that I do it? I would like to get a copy of the actual report on what went down in the bar.
Cool. Yeah.
And specifically what I'm looking for is the kind of wounds that happened to all of the people that died. Like, were they shot? Were they cut? If so, where were the strike points? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I think we probably actually see a moment when Drava's in his bedroom and he has his blue coat on the bed. And there's probably like a point where he's like looking at the report and it's got like that picture of a body where somebody like draws like the wounds on it. And we see him like sewing a plate into his blue coat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pistol shot head, knife shot hand, knife shot head, pistol shot head. Like more you're having trouble figuring out how many pistols this person had on them, or if they were just taking pistols off of people or what. But it's a lot of like a lot of hand shots with knives, and then a lot of headshots with pistol, and then a couple of eye shots with the knives.
All right, cool. In which case, I'm gonna get some metal padding and gloves.
Okay.
It may become relevant way later in the case.
Yeah.
But it's a very job, like, always prepare.
Yeah, that's smart.
He would have been a Boy Scout in a less horrible world. Cool. Do we want to do downtimes?
Sounds good.
All right. Before you vice, Maya, can I get a long-term project effort to see if I can convert riding into a vice?
Heck yeah.
All right, awesome. Let me see how that goes. I'm going to roll a relate with my friend, Maya. Because that's a thing. Hang on. Is that cool, Judd?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Make sure that I roll. All right, here we go. I'm going to add plus 1d. I mean, I'm rolling like risky, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to add plus 1d because it's downtime, and I'm taking an action with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yes! And it counts as a long-term project, so I'm going to gain riding as a new vice.
Awesome.
And then, Maya,
Excellent.
if you want to go actually riding, I can relieve vice stress with you doing the same thing.
Totally. When you Drav promised he would. So
All right, cool.
it sounds good.
Do you need to do vicing?
I definitely do. I'm at 5 stress, so
Alright, cool.
hopefully.
I will do the same, but I get 1 bonus die because you're actually my friend. And voila.
Nice.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no, you're first Journey out with the Deathlands.
I overindulge. Oh, that's definitely gonna be a good
Oh my
day.
god.
Somehow I don't. somehow I had 5 stress and I rolled a 5.
Well, that's good. Oh boy. Huh.
Do you come back with lavender eyes as well?
I wish, but I don't think that overindulgences work like that.
Wow, we haven't done one. I feel like I
No.
need to read them over.
Well, there's some that don't make sense. Like Lost is play a different character until this one returns from their bender. That
Right.
is plausible, but it's not appropriate this early in a case, so I'm just not gonna
Right.
pick it, right? Tapped, your current vice purveyor cuts you off, so you can tell me that I can't ride with you anymore, which also seems very silly.
Yeah.
So let's look at the more realistic ones, which is brag about your exploits to generate +2 heat, or attract trouble, select or roll an additional entanglement. So
I'm definitely doing that.
I think Judd, you actually get to pick any entanglement you want. Essentially, Drav has to pull in a little extra money to get all the appropriate equipment and stuff, and so yeah, I think I'm getting my Severosi wards and such on, but it's probably going to cost me a little extra, so I don't know if that gets me in trouble or if just something happens to happen.
I see it now. Down at the Mustang. Hanging out with the Severosi gangs, being like, really? Like, you you want to ride in the Deathlands?
I technically have ridden in the Deathlands. It's just this is the first time I'm doing it without being in basically like a big suit and gas masks and everything else.
Oh, yeah. I'm dying to know what's going through Drav's head out with the Deathlands without all the kit on.
Oh. Sorry, I'm just trying to find an appropriate one.
Take your time.
I knew what I was going to do for my Atui. It was going to be a little weird, but this doesn't make sense for this one for you.
I am surprised I haven't overindulged yet riding horses on the Deathlands.
Yeah.
I think I've just gotten very lucky with my advice rolls.
Cool. So I think cooperation. The day before you're going to go out to the Deathlands, you wake up, like you're going to leave like before dawn the night that morning, and you wake up and there's a spirit warden team in your apartment.
Mine?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I open the door.
no. You don't open a door. Like they're like
good.
they're around your. They're like around your bed, standing there quietly.
I look at them all and slowly unclench my hand from like the gun that I sleep with under my pillow, and I say,
that would be ill-advised to drop her on.
Are you lost, gentlemen?
No. We know that you and your investigator take unsanctioned trips into the Deathlands. We are willing to overlook this breach because of the work you do. But we need you to do some work for us while you're out there.
Okay. You couldn't have just left a note at my desk at work?
We need you to ride through the Lost District and mark where the silver nails are fortified.
Have they done something wrong?
Riding in the Deathlands unsanctioned is illegal and a breach.
Yeah, but the Severosi do it all the time.
What they do in Severos is good for them. However, they are in Duskval now. They drop a map onto your bed and say, you can put the marks on this map and leave it under your doormat. We'll get it from there. And of course, you can elect not to do it, in which case we will be displeased. Good night, Dravaron. And I think they file out.
I think he like closes the door behind him and just shudders like twice and goes like, yeah, I'm not gonna sleep here ever again. I think like Dawn catches him sleeping actually like in his office, believe it or not. Goddamn spirit wardens. So spooky. Alright, so Maya, I think we're gonna have to have a quick chat.
I'm sure I'm going to love what you have to say as well.
Yeah, I think Drav like tells you this story over like whatever the equivalent of coffee is. He like needs a shower, but like, I mean, this is like an Inspector Tower. Do people even have like a shower? I have no idea. Do the inspectors have like a gym and a shower? Is that like a thing?
Yeah, they totally do.
Oh, wow.
That's
Nice.
amazing. I mean, it is like the converted Rowan Tower. They did have like amenities.
It is.
So
The Rowans have there is a floor that is a gymnasium floor, and it's like a proper.
Of course it is.
Gymnasium.
Yeah.
I feel like the coffee equivalent too is like when you go to the coffee dispenser, like at a conference or something, and you sort of pull a tap down, and instead of coffee, it's like mushroom tea, but like the nice mushrooms.
Yikes. So yeah, I never even considered that. Tea is a thing though. So I think like Drav is having a mug of whatever like the wake up juice is here. And yeah, it's just like he tells you like outright. He's like, look, the spirit wardens want us to mark shit on a map and tell them where the silver nails are hiding, which, look, don't get me wrong, the one lady did knock me the hell out, but I don't hold any ill will towards them, and they've probably done more for us than the wardens. I don't know, this is some weird beef that I'm not feeling super comfortable about. What do you think is the right call? Because I will remind you, they can arbitrarily enter my apartment.
And you're sure this wasn't a dream that you had? That was
No, I double checked. As a matter of fact, I didn't sleep the rest of the day just because I was worried that, you know, I would wake up to find myself surrounded by spirit wardens again.
Sleep is important, Drav.
Huh?
I said sleep is important, Drav. You have to catch it where you can. But I concur. They've done nothing but help us when we've needed it the most. And we couldn't have done everything we have without their help.
I have an idea. I'm gonna go down to the restaurant, the like Good Severosi restaurant.
Yeah.
Is my friend
the Mustang
who choked me out there.
Suresh, yeah, she's there.
I think I'm gonna walk in, pull up a chair next to her as if I was invited, and smile a big shit-eating grin. See how everyone's doing.
My horse is sick, Suresh. What's going on?
I say, can we talk privately for like 2 minutes?
Come on.
I'm gonna tell her, I'm gonna say like, look, the spirit wardens want me to mark up.
Yeah, she spits.
In the
she spits on the ground when you say spirit wardens.
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. My job is kind of important to me, and I don't want spirit wardens waking me up don't want to wake up with them surrounding my bed again, ever actually. So aside from changing my apartment, which I'm already starting to look into, I need to give them something. But instead of like, this is the plan that Drav is lying out. He's like, I don't know what the two of your beef is, but I want you to mark what you want them to see on the map. So if you can give them something, that'll be great. But if you want to skip the places that you want to keep hidden, that'll also be great. That way, I don't like. He's not looking to like screw them over, but he also does not want to get into the middle of this. Does this sound like an amenable plan?
Yeah, that's actually valuable. Give me the damn map.
Draw the peacekeeper. Yeah, that's the plan, Judd.
Good.
All right. I will leave it under the mat of my ex apartment.
Cool.
All right. Good entanglement. Very scary.
Thank you.
So good.
Cool. So that was 2 of my downtimes. Maya, what you got?
Yeah, well, I am looking at our heat.
It's very high.
I feel like it'd be prudent to reduce some of that heat.
Hang on. My camera's not doing the focusing thing. There we go. Carry on.
Yeah, so I feel like is this heat reduction, is this kind of like, I don't know. I feel like we've gone to the journalists too much to be like, hey, I've got some really boring news for you. But I feel like...
Especially since the last journalist you talked to ended up dead.
Yeah. But I think like to the extent of, we're coming to the conclusion that this is sort of like SCOV infighting, or like trying to reduce like the fantastical elements of like what has gone on in the bar there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Good question. I'm just thinking, like, we don't have any sort of direct superiors who are vested in, like, mitigating the severity of the intrigue. So
You do not.
Yeah. Any ideas how we can do about reducing heat?
Heat is usually people that put pressure on us. Right now, we're, if you'll pardon my orcish, effing around with some Bluecoat districts. So the fact that our bosses would be putting pressure on us to behave is probably fine. The best way that I can think about it, I don't know about articles, but the best way to get heat off of us is to either appease them directly, do something that they want, or to distract them. And I think that the second one may be more valuable, which is the best way that you can get heat off of them is to have the governor just pick a pet project to have the cops handle. So, like, if they can be kept busy and dealing with paperwork and trying to shuffle money around and give them headaches that are not the two of us, that's probably the best way to get pressure off of us.
Yeah.
I know the governor is your contact. He's the one that asked us for this as a personal favor. We don't even have a mandate yet. Maybe that's the string you need to pull.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And
That-
just to be clear, you have on your friends list the ambassador of the Severosi consulate, the Lord Governor, the head of the Spirit Wardens, the commander of the Watch, and the chief magistrate. Like, you can just have dinner with any of those folks whenever you want.
That's a good point. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, maybe this is. Oh, I guess it would be the commander of much? Or the... I'm drawing blanks. I'm really sorry.
That's okay.
The
That's okay.
the Lord
We're
Governor
here to
is
help.
probably fine.
Lord Governor? I'll go have dinner with the Lord Governor. To smooth over any ruffled feathers that he may have worked up after the initial investigation.
Inspector Tui, are you sure you don't want to read a newspaper?
No, I've exhausted that route of entertainment for today, Lord Governor, but I appreciate your thoughts. Have you read the, I wrote down the name of the paper, but I forgot it. Have you read
the Village and Fort Gazette?
The Village and Fort Gazette. It's quite a gripping read.
I follow it.
Indeed. I was reading in there just this morning that there are some Sivarosi gangs who have found some rather interesting things out in the Deathlands. So rather entertaining.
Well, I'm sure they're paying their duty taxes when they bring it back into the city.
Well, I'm sure they are. You know, Sivarosi people.
I do.
Very good at paying taxes.
Uh-huh. Inspector, as much as I enjoy having lunch with you, what's going on?
Well, I have little to report based off of our initial investigation. There was what appeared to be some Skov vandalism at the at the bar that I didn't write the name down.
The Old Forge.
The Old Forge.
The Old Forge, yeah. Old Forge Tavern. Skov on Skov, is it?
That appears to be the case after speaking with some witnesses. Grell, too, is of the opinion that that sort of culture is rampant in the area.
Uh-huh. So you're saying that my friend Roland Starn was incorrect and that her agent is not in Duskwall? Is that your current?
Well, we have yet to speak to her to validate that further, but perhaps if someone were to speak with her, given she is presently in custody. I heard that you got into a fight.
In custody?
Indeed. There's something about a brawl or faces getting smashed and...
She's a drinker. Thank you for telling me.
Oh, not at all.
Which precinct is she in jail? And
Would be the docks, I think.
Yes, the docks. That was the word.
I will see that she's released. If I release her into your care, I can see that maybe some of this Bluecoat pressure is taken off of you.
That would be much appreciated. And I will do as I can to make sure that she stays high and dry and out of the docks.
I'm not asking for any miracles, but if you could keep an eye out, that'd be wonderful.
Of course.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Lord Governor.
Make a roll.
Rad. Oh, it's been so long since I did heat. I just
I think we'll double check what the rules here are. I think it's yeah, just roll an action. So roll whatever
cool.
you feel like you did with him, add +1d because he's a contact, and based on your roll is how many ticks of heat we lose.
Indeed. I feel like this was a. I feel like this is a bit exploity. This feels like an exploit.
Cool.
Sweet. Yay, 3 heat.
Cool. I'll click that down unless
thank you.
someone's already got it.
Not yet.
That's you. No, go ahead, Jed.
I got it. There we go.
I still feel like we have a bunch of heat left. Although, we're just going to gain a pressure next time, so... If we go to Iron Hook, that's going to be...
Oh, definitely.
But
Well, yeah, you're going to Iron Hook, but you're not throwing the warden in the damn prison.
that's true. That's true. We're
You're
mostly
actually
dealing with
going
the
to Iron Hook.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Yeah, it is. It is true. Let's I think Drav is probably going to try and reduce heat as well.
Cool. You've got a downtime action left.
I do, because I'm calculating. I get 3.
Right. Nice.
So I was thinking about taking training, but I think our heat is a little high. So I want to see if I can get it down to like something reasonable. And I think the way that Drav does it is he feels a little shitty about that kid getting away from him still.
Yeah.
So I think he probably kind of like Bluecoats that section. He just finds reasons to be like in that section of town and maybe like resolve things a little bit more favorably towards the populace so that like no, that would only increase heat. God damn it. Wait, it was a good plan. Too bad being a good person doesn't work. Who's the chief of Six Towers District?
That's a great question. It is not said in the book, so I'll just say their name is Ring Bowden.
I'm gonna have a sit down with Mr. Bowden. I'm gonna, introduce myself and say, do you happen to know who I am?
You're the liaison to that Severosi witch.
Actually, the whole inspector's tower, technically. So, I've got a couple of things to let you know. And, I'm hoping that maybe we can cover each other's asses here a little bit.
All right. Because when you say, do you know who I am, it sounds like a threat. That's why I answered the way I did.
I think, Drop chuckles because he knows usually what comes after that statement. He goes, "You're right. Let me try again. Investigations in your district and into your particular array of Bluecoats are going to happen one way or another. And whether they spread beyond a couple of individuals involved and or whether shit comes down the pipe straight at you and yours is a question of how much heat and bullshit is happening. Now I know for a fact that there is bullshit happening in your district. I've seen it with my own eyes. So I have made sure that there is not crap in my reports, but I expect you to make sure that there is not crap happening to me and mine, or I'm going to have to liaise less and let the investigators pull the strings that they want. Does that sound fair?
How about this? You let my boys and girls have their extracurricular activities because every damn blue coat in this city has them. I'll tell them that when they come and talk to you, when you come to talk to them, that they should actually talk to you. And you will leave all that other shit alone, and it won't end up in any report that allegedly gets read by the undying emperor.
There's one problem.
How's that work?
I put up one finger and I say there's one problem with that. I'm not here to be internal affairs, but some of your people have touched the wrong things. I cannot promise that nobody will be hit. What I can promise is that I'm going to keep everybody from being investigated.
All right. So how about this? Before you take someone in, you come to me first and we work it out.
I'm doing the math on that. Yeah. Okay. That's a deal.
There we go.
All right. I'm gonna roll some dice. He is not my friend. We're just gonna see how this goes.
He is definitely not your friend.
1-8. Oh, I'm gonna make him so unhappy. The dice are not my friends tonight. All right.
I feel you.
So how much he went
Just
away?
one.
Yeah.
I rolled very poorly.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Sometimes you throw the bones and they just don't work, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He basically, like, in a cut scene that you two don't see, but it happens. He says to the watch sergeants, "Tell them not to be total jerks." And they're like, "But still jerks?" And he's like, "They're only Bluecoats. I can't change water into wine here." And they're like, "All right, Chief, we gotcha." And like that's the game of telephone that gets played until it's like, yeah, I don't know, don't be too terrible. Oh, okay, we won't be.
So technically, we get one additional action from our mandate, and I already know what it should be, but only Maya can make this roll. Can you get Grell moved so that we keep our word?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I can. I totally can.
Now it's a question of how well does he get moved. It may not be to a better place.
Yeah, who's the best person to talk to for that? Is it back to the
Governor? Yeah.
governor?
I think the chief of the guard doesn't actually have anything to do with the Bluecoats direct. They're a slightly higher cadre. They're kind of like the military, so to speak. I think.
Is that where I do like the sort of Columbo before I leave lunch? It was like, oh, there was one other thing. Yes. So he was Sergeant Grell, right? Like, like Sergeant Grell. Like, what can we do about perhaps alleviating him of that title and endowing him with something else?
Oh, you want to bust it down to private? We can do that. He is useless.
Well, he, like all of us, does have his flaws. However, he's been incredibly useful for the case thus far. He has insight into some of the other precincts that me and my liaison do not have at present. And
you realize he was the chief of Dunslow when your first mandate started. He didn't know Drov's name.
He doesn't have to go back to being chief. He could just be like a sergeant, a desk sergeant in like Charter Hall or something.
Tell you what, I will make him the desk sergeant in your tower.
Okay.
He'll be the front guard. He'll be the front door guard at your tower. How's that work for you?
It's not the place that everyone's gonna get him murdered.
It's not. He's not out of Six Towers, but he's not technically part of the Six Towers precinct anymore. He'll answer to the inspectors.
I'm okay with this, Maya.
yeah, you know what? I think she's like smiles and is like, I can work with that. I think you overestimate. Oh, I think you underestimate how useful incompetence can be sometimes.
Well, if you can find a use for incompetence, Inspector, wonderful. It was lovely sharing lunch with you.
Likewise, I will do you proud, Lord Governor.
Cool. Awesome.
Do I need to roll for that? Or does it...
It's just a question of how good the asset is. It sounds like it's not a magnificent asset, so you can roll just to see if we then have the ability to shift him later or something. I don't know.
Yeah. See how long it takes. That's fine.
Okay, cool. I feel like this is another kind of exploit roll. I don't think I was trying to relate to him. Oh, my sheet's gone funny. Ah, there we go. Oh, I think that's exploit.
Cool.
For some reason, all the
There you go. Well, it's a very poor asset, but it might take a little while to for the paperwork to go through, or
Okay.
whatever.
That's okay.
Cool.
We
Cool.
followed through in our thingy.
Hopefully you don't piss off the Six Towers precinct before he gets moved.
Fingers crossed.
Cool. What's next?
Case.
Yeah, those are my actions.
Awesome. What's the op?
I think we're probably gonna start Nine Hook and then work our way to the cat house. I don't think we have other clues per se.
Cool.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Sounds good.
So I think we have like an identical shot, like of us walking back into Iron Hook, like we did the first time.
Yeah.
Which is the first time we were all
Yeah.
like, "We've got an imperial mandate, and we're on a mission." And this time, maybe a little bit older, a little bit wiser.
So do you send word? I'm thinking of this because I've been watching Mindhunter. Do you send word ahead to say, "Hey, we want to talk to your resident Billhook," or do you just walk in and try to like go by surprise?
I don't think we need to surprise them. The guy's not going anywhere, and his song's not going to change if he knows we're coming or not. I don't think
Yeah.
that we're really going to be preying on something with surprise. So,
Cool.
Maya, do you have any other thoughts?
No, I think you're right. Like, yeah, I feel like surprise would only be a benefit if like people's in danger or like, yeah, there was, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. So Ogre is there, still alive. Yay, Ogre. And
I gotta shake his head. I'm sure he has fond memories of that.
yeah, he smiles like, okay, well, our audience, our interview chambers are actually old. They're actually old water storage units. So we chain them to the bottom, and if there's a problem, we just flood it. We drown the bastards. Especially someone like Tarvel, because he's tried to break out more times than a Leviathan has tentacles. So he's what we call a high risk. So when he has to interview somebody, he doesn't just go into like a little room with some bars. We have to put him in a unit. So you can either be down in the unit with him, or you could be in the balcony above him. I'm recommending the balcony because if we have to flood him, if you're in the room with him, you'll get flooded too. But I mean, hopefully you won't need to. But talk to him from the balcony. I would say. What do you think?
I know how to swim. I'm not gonna be chained to the bottom. I'm okay with going in.
I don't think Maya does know how to swim because she's been out in the death ends.
Nice.
So-
Nice.
I figured I was a smuggler. I kind of need to know some locomotion.
This is totally your choice. I dig
Okay.
it. Cool.
So Maya,
says-
do you want to stand above and I'll go talk to him face to face?
Yeah. I guess it depends. Like, because Maya, I think, is a bit like, I need to watch my reputation a bit. And I don't want to sort of show a sign of like, I can't swim, so I'm not gonna go down there.
Well, I don't know. Do you feel like you can control the situation well enough that it's not going to go south? It's okay. I'm willing to make a roll to drag you out of the water. Do you let me know, or do you try and like cover it up?
I think she tries to cover it up. Yeah.
Because I think Drav is just like looking at the guy like, yeah, okay, I'll go in with him. I'm not scared of him or the water. It'll be fine. And then he's like, we're going in, right? And like he doesn't even check with you because he thinks that like he doesn't know this about you. He's like, well, you crossed the ocean. You probably learn how to swim if you're going to be on a boat. Like that's just sensible.
Totally. And I think like if Drav is that casual about it, like Maya just goes with that kind of lead. It's like, yeah.
But you're nervous internally.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. All right. I
I'm sorry
don't
about that.
notice off the top of my head. So cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
This makes your trip on the boat in the last episode that much more impressive, right? Because like
Oh
Indeed.
yeah.
Travis like, yeah, I don't love the water, but it's part of the job.
Yeah.
And Maya's like, so all right.
Yes. Flashback to Maya like clapping herself on the boat in the last case.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is a terrifying new twist. I love it, Judd.
Cool. Cool. So one second. Yeah, there's you're in this concrete tube that's like 40 feet across and 80 feet high. And halfway up, there is this little balcony that you've decided not to use. So that door is like locked shut. And Ogre brings in Tarvel, who's in like, the Iron Hook onesie, and he's shackled, fully shackled, hands to legs, and then Ogre very daintily, because you don't have to do much to move those people around, and Ogre is a big guy, obviously from his name. He fixes the chain to a pipe in the middle of it, and says, and he doesn't even talk to Tarvel. He just says, "If you need anything, let me know." And he walks out like out of the room and closes it, locks it. Tarvel is an old man. He's got an iron hook on his neck and a butcher's hook on the other side of his neck. He's not that tall, kind of skinny, sinew and bone. How can I help you?
Well, Mr. Topple, I am Inspector Maya 2, and this is my associate.
Ooh, hang on. Pause for just 1 second.
Oh, yeah.
Let me double check. I think I don't know if Twitch died. Give me just a sec. Nope, we're still moving on Twitch. Never mind. Just my screen died.
Okay.
I was like, did the whole stream freeze? No, we're fine. All right, cool. Thank you. Continue. My bad.
No problem. Yes, Mr. Topple, I am Inspector Maya 2, and this is my associate. And we have some questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna be? Are you playing the good cop or the bad cop? Just so I know.
Oh, good question. I feel like whenever I try and do good cop, it involves me crushing people's heads. I could try and be good cop. I think my reckless nature is going to make me dovetail very quickly into bad cop.
Okay, cool. And then I'll that sounds great. I'll play off of that.
Okay. Yeah, I think she's like sort of standing her full like giantess height. And says, my condolences about the loss you suffered. Those not sure if you heard the bill books. 5 or 6 or so were taken out by an individual.
He then says, "My condolences about your mother," and then says something so gross that I'm not going to say it. Like, he just says something like disgusting. I'm not going to tell you how you react to it, because how you react to it is how you react to it. But he just says something disgusting about your mom. And my condolences about your mother, and then he describes something that you're not going to be able to get out of your head for a while. And he just like looks at you.
It's funny because my reaction is to sort of narrow my eyes a bit and be like, I never had a mother. Like,
yeah, I think Drop probably takes slightly more offense, and then when he hears that, he just like settles down for like just takes down a notch.
Do you actually say that? I never had a mother?
Yeah, I think she says, I never had a mother. I was raised by a coven. And I think that she even like smirks a bit and is like, look, we can exchange unfavorable discourse at each other all day.
Hey, it's breaking up my day. This is fun. What do you want? Did you come here to rub it in my face that a couple of my boys got killed? We're not exactly subtle. We get killed sometimes.
No, actually, we're looking for the woman that did this.
Great. You should find her.
Yeah, we're planning to. Just one catch. We don't know exactly why your boys struck at the time that they did. It's a little too coincidental. It's a little too well-timed. Whoever sent them in either expected them to get killed or was planning on them getting killed. If that's you, tell us and we'll buzz off and go look somewhere else. But if it's not, and you're looking at even the score, or maybe just get the word out, then maybe let us know why the hell you went in when you went in on hostile turf, and we'll look in the right direction and make life difficult for people.
Cool. Make a roll, see if he talks. I'm curious.
What kind of action is this?
I have no idea.
I think this is probably relate, actually. Of
Cool.
all the things, I think I'm not lying to him. It's
Right.
100% true, so it's not really exploit. I know it's the same die pool, but it feels like I'm telling him, like, look, man, I know what it's like to have beef on the street, right?
Right.
So, like, I'm gonna push myself. And, Maya, do you have any assists?
Yeah, I can toss an assist. I mean, I guess like, because this is a family matter. Does he give any shits at all that, like, his family's like potentially implicated in all this murder?
Yeah. That rings for him. Absolutely.
So if I'm like,
If you don't want to see your family joining you here.
Yeah.
Having
it's
boring
funny.
days that are broken up with idle insults. Yeah.
It's funny
Cool.
you mentioned my mother because a lot worse will be happening to your family in the event that we don't sort this out.
Yeah, that gets him. That's a good lever. That's a very good lever. Controlled, great.
All right.
The family angle was the angle. That's very, very good.
Hey, there's my 6. Yeah.
We'd heard that there was an independent operator trying to get in touch with Ulf. We don't know why. But we heard they were throwing money around. So we thought we could kill Ulf and maybe get somebody in the middle of a deal, earn some coin earn some coin to boot.
Where were they throwing money around?
Word is that they were throwing money around the little Scotland to get in touch with Ulf. Shit, the grinders too.
Okay. Do you know what kind of coinage they're using? Anything funny about that money?
Yeah, it's funny you should say that.
Always follow the money.
She was throwing gems around and not paste.
Okay. I have pretty much everything I need here, Lauren. Did you have any other questions for this guy?
Hmm. I think so. Yeah. I don't think so.
I want to apologize for saying that about your coven. I didn't mean anything by it. I just had to know who I was dealing with.
Well,
And if I'm going to take a beating, I'd rather have some control over it than just take a beating. Some of you people come in here and get somebody chained up, and it ain't a fun day.
no, I weirdly enough, I understand. No offense was taken. I appreciate your cooperation. Give my
Great.
best to your family.
You're more of in a position to do that than I am. But I'll send word that you dealt with me straight.
I think I'm gonna tell Maya that I'm gonna catch up, and I'm gonna do two things. The first one is like an obvious peace offering, which is I'm gonna stay a little bit longer with this guy to give him more time out of his cell. I'm gonna offer him my pipe and whatever passes for tobacco here, and
Nice.
just like chill with him for a bit, give him some more time outside. But
Yeah.
I'm also waiting for Ogre to take him back because I want to make sure that he takes him back somewhat peacefully.
Yeah.
Because as much as this guy is like, oh, okay, sorry, and he seems to be dealing straight right now, Drav is still like, I just want to make sure that my friend doesn't get caught in a nasty escape attempt. But he's making it look like he's, just on the guy's good graces, like he's suckered in and he's playing along, so. No, I'm not paranoid. Why do you ask? Nothing could happen. I'm just, being there.
Yeah. So a couple things happen at once. He's smoking and he says, "Thanks. I haven't had a bit of pipe in a while." And then you hear the balcony door unlock. And then the pipes start running water.
What kind of
What the fuck is this?
Are my feet getting covered in water?
Yes.
Cool.
I'm guessing the doors, I imagine, locked as well on this.
Yeah, you're like you're like being escorted out, Maya, and you can hear people yelling about this. Like you hear like, then turn the water off.
Yeah. He's chained to the pipe, right?
Right.
With what?
A
Like, are we talking about like massive heavy chains, or are we talking like bracelet chains?
they're pretty heavy.
Okay. Do I think that a pistol is going to take him out?
I would say it's going to be a limited effect.
Can I see how to detach them before he drowns?
There was a key. Ogre had a key.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to get out and get back in, especially with the doors locked. Is there a pipe that is accessible to me that is not like... So, like, obviously there are pipes running water in here, right?
Yeah.
But I'm
yeah.
looking for like, a steam pipe or something like that I can use to, like, get him air. If not, I'm going to push myself. I'm going to try and rip those chains apart.
There is not. I don't think there is anything like that.
Okay,
No.
cool. In which case, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm going to try and save this guy's life.
Okay.
Gosh, this could totally be an unrelated gang hit. I do not believe that. Does he... Okay. Yeah, let's try it. I'm gonna try and basically, like, blow through those chains. I mean, it feels like an assault action. I don't know what the hell else it could be.
It sounds like an assault to me.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna push for effect.
Cool.
And I think what it is I tell him to start start breathing deep, and I'm gonna grab the chain. I'm gonna pull out one of those knives that I've been training with, my cutter friend with, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna hit the chain a couple times, not to like try and cut it, but just to like put enough of a wedge so that like the blade can set in it, and then I'm just gonna like fire straight into that to try and cut through.
Cool.
Rad.
Let's do this.
I think we're at risky standard.
All right. Five. So you can bring it back down to limited effect and give me like another thing, or you could put us in a desperate position or any number.
Yeah, no, I think like we're up, like it's the water's rising, and yeah, I think the water's rising, and you see like he's trying to hold his breath, but he's panicking because who wouldn't? And the gun is now wet, and you're in a desperate standard position.
Awesome. I'm going to just try and finish the job. This is like one of those classics, like where I go up above the water and then I like drop back down and try and like pull the chain apart for the like last millimeter or two, right? Like just
Yeah.
So yeah, same thing, just desperate, I believe. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna tick one and let's do this. Desperate standard. Standard, I assume, right?
Yep.
All right. Here we go. It's the same
And,
die pool.
and the reason why I'm keeping it standard is because I think you did like
I
some
damaged it.
damage, right? Yeah.
So the standard
Yeah.
way the limited effect works is it becomes a clock, right? So like
Right.
what you're saying is it's a 4 o'clock. I put 2 ticks on. If
Yeah.
I do this, I'm gonna put 2 ticks on, and it's gonna be done.
Yep.
But there might be a consequence. So let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a consequence. So I get a 5, which means that I do it, but there's a side effect.
Cool. Uh-oh.
It's fine. You can tell me I'm drowning. Like I break his chain loose, but I'm drowning. I can resist that.
Maybe. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you do it, but like and like he starts to pull up and float and try to like kick up to the surface. But yeah, you feel the water getting in your lungs and weighing you down.
Cool. I think I'm gonna. Clearly I'm gonna resist that. I think that's a force resist here, which
Yeah.
is my good resist. So let's see if that.
You got this.
I believe 6, 0
Yay.
stress. So Judd, just because I think this is a cool moment in every movie that we have ever seen.
Yeah.
I think there's probably like a moment where like I'm like halfway done taking like my blue coat off, like just so I could swim easier, right? And like it's obvious that I've been fighting this for a while, and I start like drooping and my eyes close. Is there any cool like vision, or do you want me to like narrate something from my past that we get to see? Because like whenever you're drowning or knocked out in the ring, there's always that moment, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think you like you kind of like bang your shoulder on a pipe, and we flash back to you in a tattoo parlor with Rona and Hopper getting your grinning raven on your back shoulder. And Hopper says, "Do you think the crows are going to be pissed at us because they're like a blackbird and we're a blackbird?" I don't want to fuck with Rorik.
I think my response to that is I don't think you need to worry, Hops. Uh, if first Rorik's gonna have to find us, but once he does, he's gonna have to catch us, and we're more slippery than the eels. So I think I say the crows are fighters, but we're smugglers. Completely different line of business. And I tap the side of my head and I say, besides, ravens are always smarter than crows.
Nice.
Very good.
So yeah, I think there's probably like some moment where like, you know, like the tattoo gun just like bites into the arm, and like as I flinch in the water, and then
Yeah.
I'll doggy paddle my way up. So you tell me
Awesome.
if you think that's a full resist or a partial resist. I'm okay with taking some damage.
I think it's a full. I'm
Okay,
cool with that being
cool.
a full.
Awesome.
I feel like partial resists are more for like dealing with a really skilled opponent, in my mind. Or really like a terrible situation that makes no sense for you to even survive. But like this makes sense to me.
All right, cool.
For you to like get it done, and like you get your blue coat off, and the water is like spilling over into into where the balcony is, but you can get out and get into an access hallway, and Tarvel is there, and like Ogre shows up, and like a bunch of guards, and you know, there's a lot of screaming and shit going on, and they get you out of there.
Cool. I think I just, for cinematic reasons, I think there's probably like you know, I'm bleeding in the hallway, coughing, you know, my lungs out, and then like when guards show up, I'm like, what the ever living, you know, shit. Like I'm. It's pretty obvious, I think, that I was not in on this plan.
Yeah.
And I want to know what the hell happened.
Yeah. You and Tarvel both. You realize that Tarvel was holding back when he said things about Maya Tui's mother, because he says things about the guards that are just off the chain, and what he's going to do to them, and it's gross.
I feel like it sounds even more amazing in the echoic, like concrete chamber,
yes,
right?
Totally.
Do we want to fast forward? Like, there's probably a montage of us getting like blankets thrown over our shoulders and like a hot mug or something. But like,
yeah.
I think there is no way that we're leaving this building without Maya and me like using our eyeballs to figure out how the hell this was sabotaged if they didn't actually know about it.
Yeah.
Really?
You actually get brought into Warden Moreland's office. When like she gives you, like she has her personal admin give you like the cocoa and the blankets, and she said there was some kind of plumbing malfunction, and I'm really sorry. I don't want you to think that I was trying to kill you because of our history.
Please make a roll and let me know that she is not lying. Strash doesn't believe she's lying. Drav is just like, can I kill you with that letter opener?
Oh yeah, Maya is so. I'll just an observe roll to see if.
Yeah. Controlled great.
And I got a 4.
So maybe it's just controlled standard.
Cool.
I know exactly what I'm gonna say to her if she's like, "No, yeah, it really was just an accident."
Hold on.
That sounds like clocks.
Yeah, it's clocks. Yeah.
Yay!
Clocks.
Yeah, it's totally clocks. You believe her. She is absolutely telling the truth.
Oh, that cuts me so much.
I suppose you're going to want to poke your nose in it and take a look. It did almost kill one of your people, so.
Of course, we'll be inquiring into the matter. I feel like too, like Maya's like that kind of like a sheer coincidence that, you know, Mr. Tavo and my associate we have history with were accidentally like almost drowned. She's like, yeah, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and please, we would delight in the opportunity to inquire further into this to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your help, Warden.
And Ogre brings you in to show you, and he's like, "This is where the flooding is. I wasn't anywhere near it." And he shows you like what a normal one looks like, so you know what it looks like. And then he shows you the other one that like there's a huge turn wheel to open the sluices, and someone basically opened it and then broke it. Like like it's not.
Would you say it's a feat of near superhuman strength, or does it look like a cutting implement was used?
No, it looks like they used like a crowbar or something. Get it.
Sorry.
Get it.
I got it.
Get it, Trash. No mercy.
She has strength.
It looks like it looks like they used a pipe to like use leverage. Like it wasn't superhuman.
Is there a pipe around?
There is.
So I know for a fact
Ogre hands you, like looking embarrassed, he hands you like your soaked blue coat jacket.
Thanks, buddy. So I know that we don't have like fingerprinting techniques, but we use attunement and like spirit wardeny type stuff, usually to detect things.
I have a vial of identification oil.
Nice.
You have what?
I have a vial of identification oil. That's on my list of things.
What is that?
What is that?
I don't know. I assume it's a way to use like I don't know. It sounds relevant to what we're trying to do.
Yeah, it does.
For some reason, I thought it was like identification powder, like when you sort of like powder the thing and then like blow on it and then get like a copy of a fingerprint.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, you've got this pipe and you can see where they probably grabbed onto it.
Yeah, I think you're doing this, and Drav is just like, "What are you doing?" And like, when like the fingerprints appear, he's like, "What is that?" Like he doesn't stare at fingerprints all day the way that like cops in modern day do.
Yeah. Yeah, Ogre is pretty spellbound too. I didn't know you were a whisper.
And I think Bias is like very seriously, like, I'm not a whisper, I'm a witch. And then like continues fingerprinting.
I didn't know you were a witch.
Where's it getting around? I feel like is this like an observe?
Yeah.
Roll?
Yeah.
Sounds like, yeah.
Controlled standard.
Oh, I got a 6. Yay.
Nice. Yeah, you've got the prints. And you've got paperwork where you know where there are weapons that she used to kill Bill Hooks being stored in the Six Towers evidence lockers. So you can you could use this to go do that, to go like make sure it's the same person if you wanted.
Yeah, totally. That sounds very prudent.
Yeah. I realize I'm making a bunch of assumptions, but I'm assuming that that's what you were thinking. And
I was also thinking like I've got a fingerprint, but I don't know. I guess like pop it in there. I was thinking of popping it in like the tube and being like, just run this.
Yeah.
Lord Governor.
Totally.
I think Drav is holding his soaked coat and boots after this all is done, and you have your fingerprint and so on and so forth. And he just looks at you really, really weird and says, I think I want to go talk to the lady in custody.
I was thinking the same thing.
Which lady in custody?
The one that gave us the case.
Yeah, Roland
Starn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, who?
Didn't you say her name was Roland Starn?
The woman who is
Word
got
veteran that gave us the
Oh,
case.
yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, she's over at the docks jail.
Yeah, that's where I want to
Okay.
go.
Cool. Awesome. Awesome.
I'll
Awesome.
stop by the office long enough to pick up my change of clothes and
Yeah. So, you go to change jackets, and that's when you realize that your blue coat badge is not on your jacket.
who could have gotten it?
You have no fucking idea.
Cool. I put in the report that it's missing. Like I stop. I do not
Yeah.
continue the case. I report it as soon as possible, and I request a new badge.
Okay.
But the reason that I'm doing this is because I'm expecting somebody to pose as me, not because. Actually, I make sure to send a note to the Six Towers people. I
Okay.
tell them that somebody may attempt to use my badge.
Yeah.
But I got nothing else.
It's a good thing everyone knows who you are.
Oh, it's a terrible thing that everyone knows who I am, but yeah. All right, let's go talk to Roland in the docks prison.
Yeah.
On the way there, I think Drav looks at Maya and says, "You know what smells like eels about that whole Iron Hook thing?
What would that be?
I don't think that the Warden or the Iron Hook people are in on it. But the kind of accident that was going to happen is the kind of accident that an assassin might actually do."
It's an interesting theory. It doesn't match her
MO?
MO exactly. But
How many... So, according to Roland, all of those kids are dead. And she thought that this girl was dead, too. We've dealt with ghost possessions before, but more important than that, if she was wrong about her, how many of the others is she wrong about? The problem with raising a dozen children to be master assassins is that you may do too good a job. If the Billhook attempted to escape, it's one thing, but if someone like that attempted to escape, I do not know that Iron Hook could hold them.
I agree. I don't hold much confidence in their ability to do anything on a good day, but that in particular. I think you're right.
Cool. Judd, is it cool if we just talk to her?
Yeah. She's in a jail cell. The docks, as you can imagine, is just like wall to wall, drunken and disorderly sailors. It's a goddamn mess. And I think they put her in like an isolated cage, which is like a cage with like enough room so she can sit because she was getting into fights.
This is much preferable to the other detainment place that we were just in.
Yes, this is much smaller. I mean, this is a warehouse with some bars welded into place.
I think like I just wander up and greet her.
Inspector,
Miss Dom.
City Watchman, how can I thank you? Good of you to come get me, I guess. Is that what you're here for?
Indeed, yes. You've been released into our care, I suppose.
Yeah, the blue coat, lets her out. It says, "Get her out of here, please."
I think my arches an eyebrow at her is like, "Are you causing trouble here?"
She shrugs. I had a couple of drinks. It went poorly.
As I heard. I hope you at least won whatever confrontation you were engaged in.
I don't know if anyone ever wins those.
I almost drowned in a drink this morning, although mine was slightly more watery.
Mm-hmm.
I have some questions for you. You said
All
that
right.
you were responsible for the upbringing of the children, that
Yeah.
Levine was one of.
Yeah, we got them out of a local orphanage.
How many of them were there?
11, including her.
And what is the name of this orphanage?
It's the Weeping Lady.
It's a grim name for an orphanage.
There's also a church. They actually do good deeds. They are kind, somewhat. Depends on which church, I guess, you get, but like that's their ethos. Um,
Named after the first Lord Governor of Duskfall.
oh, really?
Yeah.
That was. Sorry,
I'm pretty-
I remember originally it was
pretty
the
sure
first emperor's wife, but
Oh, interesting.
that
could
was
be the same thing. Could be the same thing.
do not take the same. Do not assume that I am correct. I remember it because it was introduced back in the earliest days of the Blaze playtest in one of our yeah, my memory might be off just because of that.
The first Lord Governor of Duskfall and one of his earliest wives could be the same person. So I think we're not
possible.
disagreeing.
Well, let me. So I say. So you raised these children to be killers.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not gonna ask you about their conscience, but I will ask you about their methods. When you made killers to murder kings and queens, did you train them in anything outside of the ordinary?
I trained them to be creative problem solvers. I
Yeah.
trained them that violence up close is dangerous and would likely get them killed. But I trained them how to do that violence. And I didn't do all the training. I brought in some of the best people I could find. The resources at hand, as you can imagine, in the early days of the Unity War, were impressive.
There are people on the street that can do all sorts of very interesting kinds of things. Vanish from plain sight, walk through walls, that kind of thing. Your kids wouldn't have any trouble breaking into a prison, would they?
Probably not.
Is Levine capable of anything else we should be aware of?
No. I kept electroplasmic and ghost stuff out of this. There were scientists and engineers who wanted to go in that direction, and I sent them to other operatives. Put 4 ghosts in a kid's head. The ghosts activate. It just seemed needlessly complicated.
I think you by getting like a bit nervous when you mentioned putting ghosts into children.
We didn't go that route. We taught them to fade in and become trusted and then kill.
How sure are you that the rest of these children are dead?
I've confirmed almost all of those other kills. You think Levine? Some of them are complicated. You think Levine is here at the head of a posse of killers?
I think that someone took a shot at me, and I think that she might be too busy to be following the two of us around consistently. Maybe, I'm just looking at my options right now. You should look into maybe staying out of trouble for a bit.
I'll try.
All right. I don't really have anything else for her. Do you have anything, Maya?
No, I don't think so, other than to say, if you ever get nervous, there's always a couch in the inspector's office.
That's fair. All right. Who do I know, Judd? Actually, let me look at my friends list. Time to set a trap.
Ooh. Here for it.
Do I feel like I can... Yeah. Maya, what do you want to do next? Do you want to kick over that cat house? Stir up some hornets? Or the only other line of investigation that we have is we can look into those gems.
Mm.
You also got the grinders were mentioned and the orphanage was mentioned.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, going to the orphanage is probably... I don't know how much further it's gonna get us because we can find out who she's the kid of, but I don't know how much information that is. I was looking more into the like how weird of a kid is she angle. Um, the grinders, if she's trying to, I don't. What do we know about the grinders, Judd? Refresh my memory.
They are an up and coming, uh, an up and coming group of thieves. Uh, they are not subtle. Wrecking tools and explosives. Um, they appear to have head over from Lockport. And
Lockport's in Scotland?
yeah,
Or Severos?
Scotland. And yeah, they came. They're smash and grabbers. They smash things and then steal them. Very often on the canal.
Hmm.
We can talk to them. The word was that she was looking to go meet with them.
What's your trap idea?
Oh, I'm getting a very itchy sensation between my shoulder blades. I think that uh, having somebody watching the crowds and the places where we move is one thing. In particular, if we take action and if we keep digging, I'm expecting that a person who is very good at appearing to be where they're supposed to be is still going to stand out to somebody who is watching for her, right? So, my trap involved reaching out to Cortland and actually getting a different gang that's not involved with this scenario in place to sort of like set the noose, and then we just go about our business because I don't like it. I still think she's coming for us. So that water trick is it may have been aimed at the guy that was chained there. I'm expecting that it was. She's either cleaning up loose ends or she was just pissed that I don't know. The billhooks, I'm still not 100% clear. I do believe the man when he says that uh, they just reached for an opportunity. But this feels like a retaliation or making a point, maybe. Like, she's being very clear about the billhooks staying out of stuff. I don't know. This could be completely... I could be off base. I just want to make sure that our asses are covered when it comes to... I don't want to drown again. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's interesting trying to like sort of think back about her motivation because like it sounds like the meeting with Ulf was it didn't sound like a very deep relationship like from talking to people.
Flashback. I think there is probably a moment where I was in the warden's office where I told the warden, I was like, I literally tell her, I say, I think Strash just put two and two together, and I think that Drav would have been one beat faster. Where I tell the warden, that the job isn't finished. So this man is probably a dead man, but she should try and stall as long as she can.
Interesting.
Because
Cool.
I think this is the job that Ulf gave What's-Her-Face. And as a matter of fact, I think maybe we go and we talk to Ulf next before we do anything else. Just to make sure that my dots are connecting right.
Yeah. That also feels like the point of like weirdness to me. Like, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we don't set the trap. Maybe there is no trap. Maybe it was we were in the right place at the wrong time, wrong place at the right time. I don't know. But yeah, I think maybe there's just a moment. Yeah, I think maybe our next move is to go and talk to Ulf.
I told him it wasn't goodbye. I told him it was a see you around.
He is at that same table.
I think I don't even ask for a... No, Drav is the kind of asshole that would. Drav walks in, looks at the barkeep, and says, "Wouldn't have to have any brown, would you?"
Just poured my last one. Sorry, Bluecoat.
Understood. Maya, do you want to take point on this? Do you want me to take point on this? Because you're the one that has a good relationship with Ulf.
You, yeah.
On the other hand, I am the one that almost just drowned, so...
Yeah, how is Draw feeling? Is Draw feeling particularly like this was probably the Emma ever who like was working with Levine, or is this like playing it cool?
This is the job. We got thrown in some shit. I'm thinking this was just business. I don't think this was personal, so I'm probably not. I don't know. On one hand, I did almost just drown, which tends to make me cranky. On the other hand, I did just outwit an Imperial assassin, which tends to make me feel pretty good, so... 50-50.
Balances out.
I'll follow your lead. How's that?
Okay, yeah. I think like Maya just slides into that same spot in the booth, tips her hat and says like, "I told you it wouldn't be long till we were speaking again. It's good to see you, Ulf."
Good to see you, Inspector.
How are you faring?
I'm well.
We've been digging a little bit further into what went down. Again, tragedy. Love this shit that day.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't think of those bill hooks and all that they had left to give to society.
Indeed, we almost tragically lost their leader at Iron Hook not too long ago, as well as my dear friend and colleague here. It just seems as if bad luck is following them around. Wrong place, wrong time.
If you want to read his face, you totally can.
Oh yeah, totally. It's like they just seem to be caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Always. Okay, yeah. Ooh, I will push myself in the line of duty.
Cool.
I am totally not gonna be rude to Ulf. I know better than to poke street gangs.
What's my position?
Controlled great.
I'm gonna give you one of my free assists because I believe that deducing some of these pieces is probably helpful.
Okay, fingers crossed. Oh yeah, we got a 6 in there. Yay!
Perfect. Wow, a 6 and a whole lot of bad.
You see it. You see it right on his face. Tarvel was the job he gave her. Totally. And when you say like he almost died, he's like motherfucker.
Do you have anything you want to say, Drop?
I think Drop just like looks at him. You know, I don't have like a dramatic boot to pour water out of, but I'm wishing. And I just kind of I all I say is you had the bad fortune of having me in the same tank as him.
Well, the night is young. Things happen in Iron Hook all the time.
I don't think he knows how to get a hold of her. We can ask him that, but I think he's just waiting for her to appear back up when he's done. She's not his like pet on a leash. He gave her a mission and she's out. She's out of pocket.
Yeah.
I think what I'll say is exactly what did she like we know that she put some money down to have a word with you.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know exactly what kind of gems she paid in.
Gems. He lies.
Ulf, I respect you. You've got a good reputation. You're tough. You seem to care for your people, and you're dealing with us pretty well so far. On the other hand, I almost drowned this morning, and I'm a little cranky. And right before I remember that I'm a Bluecoat and go get my badge to do shit, you should really consider telling me what kind of gems she paid in.
We think they might have been from the crown jewels of Scotland.
Well, damn. I'm speechless, Maya. How about you?
Yeah, I think there's like she tries not to let her eyebrow pop up, but it does, like a
I think Draft gives one of those like like low whistles. Okay.
Which makes us very curious.
Well, that curiosity is what's got the governor looking into this, so...
Out of curiosity, what does one hope to achieve with the crown jewels? Break them down, sell them?
I think there's like a moment where like Drav looks at you like, please don't insult them. Like...
Yeah. I think the room goes pretty cold, and Ulf says, not everyone in the Shattered Isles jumps when the Undying Emperor says jump, like the Sevrossi do.
I think Maya like uncomfortably straightens herself and like looks around the room and realizes that she said a bad thing.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
I know it's just a pittance, but like Drav reaches into his coat and pulls out however much coin there is for like a drink and a tip and sets it down on the table and says, I'm sorry this has come to your doorstep. I hope the innkeeper can find some brown. We may be seeing you again.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Then we walk quietly out of this place.
Cool.
Not get murdered. All right.
Where do you head next?
Ooh.
Are you like stopping back at the tower in between things? Are you going to the Talker Strathmill's brothel? Are you going to, I don't know, tracking down the grinders? The orphanage?
I am
I don't know.
super curious about this orphanage.
I mean, yeah. What if she returned home? Like
Someone like that can blend in anywhere. It's unlikely that she has deep attachment to it, but I'm curious. What kind of orphanage is this?
How do you mean? What kind?
There's a specific orphanage that we made in the blood letters. I'm just asking.
Oh, okay.
What I mean
no,
is like, is it like a horrible, half blown out building with a bunch of haunted looking children? Is it like semi well staffed? Is it burnt to ashes when we get there? Like, what's the?
Uh, okay, I understand the question now. It's it's Dickensian, but it's not like ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not. The kids aren't uh, spending their days, in factories. They're they're cared for, but it's still pretty poor.
And this is in Six Towers. It's like
It is, yeah.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
right across from the Weeping Lady. The Arms of the Weeping Lady is it used to be an opera house, and across the street from that is the Weeping Lady's children. And literally, like, it's a statue of a woman uh, looking downtrodden, uh, with like her arms out, with a lantern in one hand, and the laws of Duskfall in the other.
Do you I was just planning on seeing if they had records, pull some information. I didn't really have a whole lot of like maybe ask them if somebody was around back then, if anybody remembered the kid. But she couldn't have been that old when. Well, I don't know. The Unity War didn't take that long, did it?
It was around a while, but someone could still be there.
No, no. I mean, the Unity War itself did not last that long, did it?
It
Like, did it last a year, 10 years? Like, how long did the war take to wrap up? I remember it being short, but I'm not sure.
bum, bum, bum. I'm trying to find it. Sorry. Oh, no, I was on the wrong history. Huh. Okay, sorry. There's another bit of history for Duasha. I had no idea that was there. I'll have to read that after this is done.
I smell a new case.
I had no idea. That's very good. Hold on. Blah, blah, blah. The Unity War comes to an end. 8:45. It's 8:47. Yeah, it was going on for 30 years.
Okay. All right. So these assassins could have been gotten when they were like 5 and been like
Right.
20 something, and it ended not too long ago. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
2 years ago.
Okay, so yeah, she refers to training the children starting in the early days. So we're looking for a woman that's in her late 30s. I'm starting to like get a picture here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Let's yeah, I'm if it's okay, Maya, I'm planning to sort of like lead the way because I'm a local, I'm a blue coat. Um,
Oh,
I'm not
totally.
looking
Yeah.
for anything too weird. I just want to talk to whoever the orphanage matrons or patrons
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. They say that um, an ancient nun welcomes you and says, "My name is Matron Disma. You are
Uh,
on a case."
yes, this is Inspector Tui. I am the Inspector Bluecoat liaison.
Of course.
I'm looking for information regarding a girl named Levine. She would be 37 now, although the orphanage would have given her up on, and then I give her appropriate age and year. I'm looking
Yes.
for somebody that would either know the child and or the other children adopted, of which there were 11 total, and or
I
records.
remember them.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. They were adopted as a special project to see how orphans took to the Imperial Academy when offered that kind of education.
Um,
Unfortunately, they all signed up for the war, and I don't believe any of them made it back. It's very tragic. I remember Levine. She was a bright, vivacious little girl, very protective of the other children.
Do you have any files? Do you have a physical description of her?
She brings you a picture of the kids and like a list of the names of the kids who were around then, and like you see a picture of this little mousy little girl, but it's not necessarily like, oh my goodness, I know who she is. You know what I mean? But like she points to her and says, "That was her."
Can we keep this?
Of course, Constable, absolutely.
Did you you haven't seen her since, have you?
No, no, no. She's alive. She's telling the truth.
She's something.
She stops like what she's doing, talking to you, and like says a prayer to the weeping lady to look over her.
There's a lot of bodies adding up in Dustfall.
She she prays for them.
Do you mind if we look around for just a couple minutes?
Please, whatever you need.
I don't think we're gonna get anything, Lauren, but I think it's probably well. Actually, this is a question directed at Judd. I don't know if we want to like observe, see if there's
Loose floorboard.
that kind of thing. Yeah, access to like sewers, underbellies, attics, that kind of thing. Like a layer.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if a kid came back to town and is looking for a place where she might keep a bug out bag or something else. In an orphanage, kids oftentimes get behind walls and other weird places.
Right.
I'm not looking for anything specific so much as I just want to make sure that if we spook her, she may not run. This is probably not even her primary place of residence currently. I'm just looking for where she might end up if we like rattle the cage a little too loud and she runs.
Yeah. Um. Sure. Do you want to make a roll to see if you find something?
No, I think actually now that I know it, I think what happens is we look around and we leave it hanging and we flash back to this when we need it because there's
Okay.
no point.
Okay.
Good thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
There's a detail here, and I want to see if you find it.
Okay. So you want us to make an observe roll anyway?
Yes, yes.
Lauren,
Okay.
take my other free assist because I have seen this. I've seen this coming. If you want to observe.
Okay. Heck yeah, I want to. Drive it. What's my position?
Risky.
Oh.
No. Controlled. Great. What am I doing?
Establishing that there might be an assassin in the shadows. I don't know.
No. Controlled great.
That would have been so good just then.
No, it could be cool. Like she could be literally around a wall watching us talking to this woman. I don't know.
Thanks. I hate it. And there might wait. I got a 4. 4 on 4 dice. That's pretty.
It's been a night for rolls though. It's that sequence of twos. It's like always the threatening field of failures.
I could totally feel it.
Cool. So, you're sitting there and you're trying to figure out if like there's some kind of secret shit, and
just classic questions like which one was her room, maybe like looking
yeah,
at
yeah. And like Maya is reading out the names of the kids, and she says the name Rorik, and it rings out to you.
The crow, because of that vision. Yeah. Isn't Rorik dead?
Yeah. You know that. Everyone knows that.
Nah, there's rumors
Don't
that
they?
he's not fully dead.
Right. Yeah. But yes, there are rumors, but yes, he is.
Okay. So the crows might be involved. Huh. Okay.
And I would like you to make a roll on the flashback for, which I thought was dope as hell, for moving Tarvel. I thought that was really cool. But I just want to see how effective it is.
Oh, to protect him?
Yeah.
Okay. That feels like a secure, maybe?
Yeah. That sounds good.
I only have 1 die.
Controlled great.
I'll push... Oh, if it's controlled great, then maybe I risk it. I don't know, it's 50-50. I'm gonna go for 2 dice. 6.
Hey!
Cool. It goes very well.
I think it's just 2 spiders playing at a game.
So how many checks would that be? 3?
No. Yes, it is 3 because it's 2 ticks on a standard effect, and you said great,
Yeah.
so I rolled a 6,
Yeah.
so that would be 3 ticks.
Awesome.
All right, cool. I think we're done here, Lauren.
I think so, yeah. At the orphanage.
Cool. So, what do you want to do next?
Oh my gosh.
Also, it's getting a little late. How are we feeling about time?
I feel fine, but it's totally up to you guys.
I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
How are you
I
feeling?
don't know if you folks wanted to take like another 5-minute break, or if you just want to push through.
I could go for a break.
Right.
What is the next step, and what are we? Can I just kind of like know what the next next week?
Let's talk about this.
So we've got the cat house it's just filled with cats.
Meow.
And we can look into the crows. Are there other ones I missed?
The grinders.
Oh, the grinders. Yeah.
I don't have a good connect on the grinders, so I'm not 100% sure on where they fall in this whole shenaniganery. But we know they're Skulllanders, and we know that she threw around some money at them. Yeah, I think honestly, I think I don't like that cop, but I don't know that we need to rattle his cage either. Because if what we're guessing is true, if she went after the billhooks on Ulf's say-so, the billhooks coming straight at them is probably not related to a secret police plot. I think that the billhooks may have found out that money was being thrown around from cops, but I don't know that they're... It's good to have his name in our pocket, but I don't know what to ask him other than, what do you know about the billhooks? Which is not super helpful.
Yeah.
So maybe we try and we go talk to the grinders, and mostly what I'm looking for is to figure out if she has a meeting planned with them and when and where it is. Now, I don't have a lot of leverage for the grinders, so I don't know if we maybe call downtime here and we try and find some with an acquire asset, but like I don't have a really good path on them. I don't know how to lean into them or what kind of a situation we're gonna end up in. So
yeah, I think that makes sense. Like doing some pre-work to.
Cool.
All right, awesome. So that sounds like a plan.
Awesome. Can we end on one thing back at the office?
Yeah, for sure.
There's a package on your desk, Drav.
Oh, good. I look at it very cautiously.
And who's it from?
Yeah. Is it labeled?
It is not. It's it's wrapped in an iron hook jumpsuit.
Oh, that's creepy.
It's my badge. I opened the package.
Yeah, it's your badge.
Yeah.
And there's a note.
That I'm curious about. Hit me up with that.
It says, "I'm sorry about the water. You wouldn't leave!" Exclamation mark.
Oh, that's so creepy.
You dropped this. It was useful. Nice job moving Torval. L.
I'm having Death Note flashbacks. Why I'm on the wrong side of that equation. Cool. I think yeah, I think I take that note and I take it up to the corkboard and I set the Queen of Blades next to it, and then I put the push pin through both of them and kind of nod like, yep, the game's afoot. So
Awesome.
all right,
Let's take a break. That's
let's
awesome.
do it.
Okay.
See you folks in just a few minutes.
Yep.
Let me get the